Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So today we've got what feels like the calm before the storm, in my opinion. Obviously, if you're an XRP holder, we had a nice pump over the weekend, closing above a recent swing high at 245. We actually closed all the way here above these recent swing highs as well. So we captured two swing highs, pretty much stating that we're probably starting an uptrend, although a move of three still could be a ranging move. But as we closed above this level here on the December the 16th sort of level, I am more positive that this is a return to the upside. But the one big negative for me is we haven't seen much volume supporting it. Obviously, it came over the weekend. I often say weekend price action is fake. So we're just waiting to see what unveils over the next few days. But looking at Bitcoin, it's in a pretty similar position to where it has been. Like I've been talking about this potential fractal here. If Bitcoin followed it, that we could be up towards 160k by March. I think that's probably my base case, that we do see something like that. But at the minute, we're still waiting to see what happens with the Trump inauguration. Those people who are into moon cycles, we've got a full moon tonight, I think today. We've also got obviously Trump's inauguration a week today, which is the 20th of January. We've got the Ripple SEC deadline this week, the 15th for the SEC's appeal. Things are heating up everywhere, pretty much, but nothing is quite happening and no one really knows what's going on. This price action from Bitcoin is super weird. This is the hourly. Look at that, those green candles in the hourly there. Not looking at any indicators or anything, just showing you how strange this price action has been. We've basically ranged in such a tight range for since the last 3 days. Bitcoin's range has been between, realistically, a 1.18% range. Nothing is happening right now. Alts are bleeding out against Bitcoin a little bit. This is something else I wanted to mention to you guys. Bitcoin dominance is taking some more strength here. We're just in a wait and see period. Genuinely feel like that. We've got potentially a bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance forming, where price is higher and the oscillators are making a lower high, like in the RSI 4 hourly. But honestly, guys, I just think that we're in wait and see. I think XRP looks pretty strong. We saw XRP ETH have a really strong close over the last few days. The highest close that we've had since December 2020, I think that it was. Let's have a look at December 2020. Yeah, we closed higher than there. We closed as high as we did since December 2020 on the daily time frame. And the weekly, I think. Let's just get on the weekly to show you. Weekly time frame, highest close since 2020. We are looking for our next aggressive push up. It would be nice to break the weekly time frame above the 0.000828 sort of level, or 829/83. Other than that, guys, we have seen some good price action from XRP memes, something that I've been discussing to you guys quite a lot. The tokens that I bought, Army was one. Let's see what Army's done since I bought it. I literally made a YouTube on this. I published my newsletter on this as well, so there's nothing that you guys can say that I've not been screaming this to you. We're in this sort of position here, one of these few days, down this sort of area when I published the newsletter, where I'll show you that percentage is quite a lot. Let's just say we're in this sort of area here. We've made about 53% so far on Army, which is pretty decent. But obviously, you've got to make against XRP, and XRP's say up 15-20% in that time. So we probably made a 30% or 20% gain against XRP. Drop. Similar sort of story, guys. These were my biggest purchases, Drop and Army, as you guys know. I published the percentages in the newsletter. Let's just use somewhere in the middle of this range here. So say here, we are up on Drop 43%, so maybe 20% outperformance of XRP. This is why I've been saying to buy these tokens, because I just think they're underpriced. I still think they're massively underpriced. Scrap, we're up on Scrap as well. Scrap's been doing pretty well the last few days. These, even though it looks small, guys, these percentages are pretty big. 49, 55%. But look how much higher we've got to go. And we're starting to see a little bit of volume tick up on a lot of different cryptos. We already cashed out of our Starbro position, which we did a 6x on. So 600% on Starbro. And the other one we had was Sigma. I haven't actually checked Sigma, so let's see what Sigma's doing. Yes, there isn't a lot of liquidity. You can't go with huge size, but you can still get involved. So Sigma is, say, up, maybe break even on Sigma-ish, but like I haven't, that's obviously not accurate measurement. I'm just doing an average. So I still think there's massive opportunity there in XRP memes. I wrote a newsletter about it the other week, like say 2 weeks ago. It's right here on the Weekly Insight. I've also written this week's newsletter, basically giving my thoughts of where we are in the market and where I think the market is going in 2025 in general. XRP, like sort of take profits, what's going on in the world, and then Pab's given his thoughts on the short-term time frame. But these are more of my thoughts for 2025. So let's see like what's coming. Another one, like I'm just sort of in like no man's land right now. I'm just sort of watching. I think it's weird seeing the political shift that we've seen. Like I posted about like a Liz Truss interview. People got a bit like touchy about it. I know people always do about politics, but my point is, as much as you may like or dislike her, I don't really care. It's the first time in my life, for sure, that I've seen a politician of her stature come onto like an independent podcast for an hour and a half, talk about the government, talk about what's going on, not just in terms of like giving us the insight, but also in terms of like the public, like how publicized this is and the way that it's being publicized away from like mainstream media where it's all like polished. It's just like two people sitting and chatting. At the same sort of time, we're seeing like Elon Musk and Trump, like, or Musk specifically on X, calling out like the UK Prime Minister. Like politics is getting very intertwined with like social media and very like open to the public to literally live it live, which is so strange. Like I've never lived through anything like this before. Looks like Trump might be discussing with Greenland about annexing a country. I've never seen in my lifetime a Western country buy/take over another country. It's like, the times are strange. It feels like a revolution is happening right in front of our eyes, and at the same time, everyone's feeling negative about crypto, but realistically, Bitcoin's sitting at 93K, and we're about to have the most bullish administration, at least on paper, for crypto coming into office. I've just seen a tweet saying Scott Bessent's got $500,000 of Bitcoin, like, and he's the Treasury Secretary. Let me show you this from Andreas Larsen. Scott Bessent is going to be the Treasury. Got Andreas. He's got $500,000 worth of, it might be the Bitcoin. Maybe I haven't seen that. Maybe it wasn't him who tweeted it. Yeah, here. 500,000 of the Bitcoin ETF, and he's the Treasury Secretary. Like, I think that we really are going to see positivity. I really do. And I feel like we're sitting on the sidelines. Everything's like kind of calm. Everyone's kind of waiting for someone to make the move. We're either going to have a pullback into this liquidity area here. We didn't quite get into the liquidity. So on the hourly, we've got this big liquidity below us at like, it's been here for ages, about 87 to 89K, with a little bit more below us here. All the way could come down to 84. There's a little band as well at 86 that's been there since like these sorts of levels weren't back in December. Then if you take us to the 4 hourly and the daily, we've got much more above us. And as I always say, some liquidity does get left behind, but the liquidity above us, look, is much deeper, all the way up here at 116, and now building up above us at 127 as well, with more in between that 121. So we are just sitting here waiting. People think the moon's going to be the catalyst. It has often been. As much as like I don't really believe in that sort of stuff, I am not coming round to it. I wouldn't say that's the right word, but I would say I do consider it a little bit more now. Just thinking about what's going on in the world, like any catalyst or anything that people mention, I think you're a fool if you don't at least consider it, especially if it has some correlation to price action, whether you believe in it or not. And it does have some correlation, and some correlation is better than none. So it's definitely something that I do pay more attention to nowadays. But yeah, my main short-term plays, short to medium terms, I think the XRP memes will probably outperform XRP, and I think XRP itself is going to outperform the market, especially after seeing like the strength in the last few days as everything else chops around and it's negative. XRP's managed to like pop up out of it, pop some recent swing highs, still ranging, but we're ranging at $2.43. Like, people are being bearish about it, and I just think that people are in the wrong planet. Like, if we follow this fractal pattern or bars pattern back from 2017, then we actually would be at around $10 by like February the 7th. I'm not saying we will be, but I'm also not saying we won't. Like, look how fast we moved up into this area here. I can't give you guys too much more than what I feel right now, and what I feel is like we're waiting for a catalyst one way or another. I do think the catalyst will be to the upside. I feel like we've had the sell the news event here. Macroeconomists are screaming bear, 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 like no liquidity, all this sort of stuff. But Bitcoin is still holding strong in a range as we speak. Yes, it's been flirting with the bottom of the range for a while. Emotions feel not great on crypto Twitter. We've just sat. It feels like we've just been coming down for weeks, whereas realistically we're sitting at 92k. So yeah, it's good. Emotional manipulation is what I think we're in. I think Trump probably is more bullish than people expect, even when he comes into office, because I think people are thinking, oh, he's not going to follow through the policies that he says he is, or there's a chance that he won't. Whereas I think that he will. I think that he's using this. The dollar's super strong, but I talked about this in the newsletter, that he's using the strong dollar as a bargaining tool. The dollar's just sitting right up here at 109. Not really setting any higher highs on the RSI, but price is breaking out. That's kind of bearish. It means momentum's not really there, but price is still pushing to the upside. Everything's waiting for some sort of catalyst, and this thing could puke. I think Trump could get in and absolutely blitz the dollar down, and rip the economy to the upside. But as I said, like, I'm not doing too much. I'm just waiting. If we get a good dip, I'll buy. I'm playing XRP memes in the short term to keep my eye on things. I think XRP memes are a good play in the short term to try and multiply some XRP. I'm watching the liquidity. We've got the potential of an 88k, but we also could very easily send it to like 130. DXY is over leveraged. Stocks are pulling back. Everyone's a bit like cautious. No one really wants to make the move. We've got the moon catalyst today. We've got the SEC on Wednesday, and then Trump inauguration on Monday. Things that could be about to get wild, but just sit back, enjoy the show. Have your strategy. Don't get over leveraged. Don't get yourself played out of this market right now, because I think things are about to get tasty. It's just when and what is the catalyst. And with that, I'm going to leave this. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video, guys, and share it with a friend. That would really help me out. If you've got any questions, let me know below. Or if you're watching anything that I've not seen, let me know, please. Peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.